It's Tracey and Noelle. They're gonna make you LOL on 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk.
Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk. This is episode 102. I am your host, comedian Tracey Carnazzo, joined by my co-host Noelle Herzog.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Noelle. How are you? You know what's so funny? So a lot of people always say, like, when I introduce you, you go, "That's me."
Yeah, I do.
And I needed that clip for something. And last night, I spent
You couldn't find it anywhere?
hours and hours and hours and hours going through all of our recordings. And you rarely say that.
So, okay, I used to be an only BS thing. I used to only say it on BS.
Okay.
That's why. And then I started doing it on the other podcast, but I don't do it as much because I think it's more of like a BS thing.
Okay, I understand. And if you guys are wondering what she's talking about, BS is our other podcast that you can find on patreon.com/trash talk podcast. There are over 200 bonus episodes, and we were also covering on our Patreon Unexpected Trash Talk. So right now there's season 2 up, season 3 up, and we have already started season 4 of Unexpected, and that is a bi-weekly podcast or bi-monthly. It comes out twice a month. It's every other week.
Okay.
However you wanna say it. And that's where we are. So if you are interested in any of those, make sure you go to patreon.com/trash talk podcast. And if you want to chat with Noelle, if you want to chat with me, if you want to talk about the podcast, if you want to talk about the show, make sure you're going to our Facebook group. It is on Facebook, 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk Podcast, and we have a ball in there. And that is where you can contact us. And also, we have brand new merch, and it's up in our Facebook group. It's up on our Instagram. It's up on Twitter. So you're going to follow us at 90 Day Podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and you'll see that we have brand new magnets. And if you see we have a brand new logo, you know we do because you see it.
Let me tell you something. Those maggots, you hear me? I love the maggots. The magnets are so cute.
So cute. Maybe one day I'll give you one.
Okay. I'd like one.
If you're really good. So just make sure you're doing that. And if you're on iTunes, which you definitely are, make sure you go over, give us a 5-star rating, an amazing review, telling us what you love about the podcast because we want to hear from you.
But don't tell us what you hate. Just tell us what you love.
Like I said, tell us what you love. That is it. That is all I said. So we're here to talk about 90 Day Fiance Season 8, Episode 5.
I actually thought this was like episode 3. It's so crazy. I can't believe it's 5.
Well, I'll tell you this. I was watching on the app.
Okay, me too.
And I'm like, oh my God, when is this going to end? I have like a half hour more of this.
They faked you out.
They faked me out.
I was going to tell you about that, but I left it as a surprise for you.
Oh, thanks a lot, Noelle. I was like, hey, Noelle, I'm going to need 20 more days to watch this. And you were like, okay.
I'm watching it and I'm like, how is there still like a half an hour left of this? There's no chance.
I know. And then they were like,
suddenly
next
it was
time
over.
on 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is there 20 minutes of previews?
Right. I was very confused. And I'm like, is there some kind of like after party? It was weird.
There literally was. There was an after party with Sean. And what it was it was a preview or a little snippet.
Discovery Plus, right?
Of the new Discovery Plus show. I forgot what it's called, but it's another 90 Day Fiance where they go back to old couples and give you some updates.
Yeah.
Didn't watch it. I didn't want to spoil my appetite.
I didn't watch it either because I just wanted to finish.
These episodes are very long. TLC, if you're listening and you know you are. Okay, what I need you to do.
Yeah.
I need you to make 1 hour episodes, including commercials. So that's going to be about 42 minutes in TV land.
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to do one of those every week.
Okay.
And then just make it long. Like you can just have a longer season.
But listen, the other way last season was like 22 episodes. And that was long. And they were the first half of the season was like 45 minutes.
Yeah, was
right.
normal.
Then they went to an hour and a half. And I was like, well, my life is over now.
Do you think they did that to us?
Yeah. Well, they did it purposely too.
They were like, oh, yeah, she wants to make fun on a podcast.
Yep.
Here you go, trash talk.
Yep. You guys are punished.
She won this.
Oh, that was rough.
That's basically what happened. So, all right, let's get into it. Brendan and Julia.
All right.
I hate this.
Yeah, I mean, I hate everything about this.
I want this whole family in prison.
Yes, I agree.
They're exploiting labor.
They're exploiting her.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Aspen's going to be on the farm to show Julia her full-time job that she doesn't get paid for.
Okay, but also they never even asked her. It was just like, and the crazy thing is his parents and him have jobs. Yeah. So who was doing this?
Is Aspen
before
just
Julia
passing
came?
the torch?
Right. I don't know.
Is it time for her to roll her RV out of their driveway onto greener pastures?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So his parents and him have day jobs. And last night she snuck into his room, probably to punch him in the face.
Right. To be like, I want to go home. Buy me a ticket home.
Yeah. That's probably why. She probably was like, you know what? While he's sleeping, I'm going to punch him in the face.
Yes.
So he can't really
react.
Me. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. So there is definitely a camper in the on the land if you saw it.
I didn't see the camper, but I've noticed that they have like a dozen cars.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure Aspen lives in the camper because I don't think she's a neighbor. I think that's what they mean.
No, I'm sure she's not a neighbor. Well, because like how close could the neighbor be?
Well, it's right there in your driveway. So Julia gets up and she tries to take the eggs from the chicken and she's like, "Excuse me, can I just have one? You have others."
But that's how I would take it. That's how you would take it.
I love Julia.
So do I. I like her a lot. I think she's so silly. I think she's so fun.
I think I don't know. She's just very familiar to me.
I could see that.
Like she just seems like I don't know, like someone I would probably be friends with. Like she's just very silly. I don't know why they kind of like take advantage of her so terribly.
They really do. And I don't think she's just like, I don't think this is like a I want a green card situation.
No, I don't want a green card this bad.
No, I don't want to take care of your pigs and goats all day for a green card.
All right. So at 7 a.m., they're supposed to feed all the animals. We learned this from Aspen. But Aspen said she's slacking because she got up at noon.
Okay, but did nobody tell her?
No one told her. But also, Aspen's like, yeah, the pigs are really hungry. Okay, so Julia didn't wake up. No one told her, so no one fed the animals. You let the animals go hungry.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. And I'm like, okay, I bet she gave him a little snack of snoo.
I bet you
she had to.
Full of Pippi.
Yeah.
That's what I get. So now she's feeding the goats. And Aspen's like, the farm has no room for a princess. Now, I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
Aspen, are you being a mean girl?
Yes, of course she is. Because she likes Brandon.
I don't think she likes Brandon. I think she might like Brandon's mom.
Maybe she likes Julia. Right.
I think she might like Betty. Betty and her look like they bowl on the same team.
They do. You're right. You're right.
Right, so now
I can't
she's
even
like,
say anything.
You have to get into the pig pen. You have to climb into the pig pen. There's no door for the pig pen. You climb.
Mm-hmm.
And then we find out Julia was alone on the farm all day just feeding these animals. And like, why?
Well, that's the thing. So, like I said, the parents have a full-time job. That's fine. He has a full-time job. That's fine. But did anybody tell her she would be alone all day?
Okay, but if they have a full-time job and he has a full-time job that's not on the farm, who is puppy milling the German shepherds in the cages?
Right. I guarantee you there's farm hands.
Yeah, her name is Julia, and she is...
Right.
So, Brandon also gets the master bedroom. And she gets the spare room with garbage in it.
Well, because she's an afterthought.
Yeah. So she said that he came home and he went right into his bedroom. And I was thinking maybe he's not allowed to talk to her.
Really?
Maybe they said, like, you can't really talk until you get married.
I was thinking he needed to go take a shot of protein powder. Did you see that he had like a wall of protein powders and peanut butter? He had industrial sized peanut butter. Yeah, well,
because he's probably not allowed out of his room at night. They probably lock him in from the outside.
Right, and he has to lift somewhere, and he needs his recovery drinks afterwards.
He needs to lift. So, well, he has to take out his aggression somewhere because he's not allowed to even look at his fiance. So he comes home. He goes in his room. But so now he comes out and she has on a vest with a lapel. She has on a business casual vest that is long.
This is a theme I'm noticing from women from this area.
From Eastern European women.
Yes.
So it was, someone pointed out, it was Varya that was a business casual woman in the other season.
Okay, it was Varya.
Yeah. So she has on a business cash vest with a lapel. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, do you think that he's not allowed in his bedroom at night because that's where he sleeps with his mom?
I mean, so who sleeps with the dad?
No one.
Julia?
No one. He's a solo.
Yeah, he definitely sleeps
one of the
with
goats.
his mom. Ew.
I mean, I don't know. It's Virginia.
No, that's true, Tracy.
So
You're gonna get in so much trouble.
He was like, how do you like it here on this beautiful place? And she goes, this is how do you say bad dream?
Right. Nightmare. I want to go home.
How do you say when you sleep and then something terrible happens to you and then you can't wake up and then you wish you were dead? How do you say that? Nightmare?
How do you say I wake up screaming and sweat?
And then she's like, okay, actually, I found the words. I hate this.
And I hate you for making me do this.
And she wants to go home and he cocks his head to the side like, why would you want to go home?
Why would you want to leave this palace?
He's like, give life on the farm a chance. And she's like, hey, I know that like you go to work, but like, do you know that I go to work? Because I didn't know.
Right here at your house.
I live at work.
I man the crickets in the kitchen.
All right. So now they're going to meet Grandpa at dinner. She has no choice. She has to go to dinner. They have planned every moment of her life. This girl's still jet lagged.
Okay, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, did she even recover from this flight?
Okay, so this pretty girl
Mm-hmm.
goes from being a go-go dancer in a bar, right?
Uh-huh.
Or clubs
I
or
loved
whatever.
seeing her dance. That was adorable.
So cute.
Uh-huh.
And then she's like, you know what? I would like a better life in America. This guy seems pretty nice.
Mhm.
And then she is like sold to this family,
Yes.
but with no money.
Uh-huh. Yes.
This is terrible. She's like, yeah, I don't want to get up at 7 a.m. and feed a pig.
Yeah, but like, not only can I not blame her, but like I said, nobody asked her.
Okay, but
Nobody's
also it's
ever
not like
asked
you're
her.
like, you know what, Julia, since we're out a lot and you're going to be home, can you feed the cat?
Right.
They're like, can
you
feed
walk the dog?
Right. Can you feed 25 goats and 40 pigs? You need to do it at 7 a.m. I hope you don't mind delivering any calves that come out, milking cows and, cleaning up like poop every day. Do you mind that?
The best part about this would be, I would love to see you. I would love, like, if you came to your boyfriend's family's house and they tried to make you do that.
Okay.
Now, I don't think you would really have a problem with the animals because you like animals.
I like the animals. I watched this woman on TikTok that has a farm.
Oh, so do I. And they just had a baby goat.
They just had 3 baby goats. Did you cry for an hour last night? Because I did.
They were the cutest things I've ever seen.
I can't even believe it. Wyatt Earp.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
I love that. She's like, who had the baby?
She's like, oh my God, who had the baby? Was it
Very
Benjamin?
cute. I don't
Benjamin's
remember.
the first one, and then Wyatt Earp,
Mhm.
and then they don't have a name for this. Anyway, I digress.
They're so cute.
Okay, so every morning, and they have a baby corgi. I can't.
And the corgi
take it.
hops around.
I can't take it. So
Right.
no, would I have a problem with this? No, but like, I would want to choose that, and I don't want that to be my full-time job if that's not what I want to do. Listen, I would have a blast. Like on a farm
me
with
too.
the pigs. And
Uh-huh.
like that would be actually something that I would really enjoy. But cleaning out stalls all day.
Right. And being treated like the help.
Right. And like being like, you are late to work. Aspen, go back in your RV.
Yeah, really. Your wife is calling, Aspen. Go see her.
Seriously. All right. So speaking of disgust,
Mhm.
they're going to meet Grandpa at dinner. Grandpa is the dirtiest old man I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
He is a predator.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I used to work for a man like him.
Oh, I
Yes.
know. I know.
Mm-hmm.
So they get to the restaurant and all of them are eating without Brandon and Julia.
Uh-huh. No, I guess because they were 4 minutes late. The mother couldn't handle it.
I hate them. So now Julia has a hickey. So his mother's going to shame her at the table.
But why does she have to point it out? Why did
Okay.
she do that?
Brandon, where
Uh-huh.
did she get the hickey? Was it Julia? Was it Julia with the vacuum? Is it her fault?
Right. No, Grandpa really liked her when he met her just now.
Oh my God.
Right.
So now Brandon likes to throw in this disgust brag and is like,
Yes.
you didn't notice she was wearing a turtleneck for the last few days?
Right. Cool. We get it. She took your virginity a couple of days ago. We get it. You know what I mean? Like, who cares?
Wow. You kiss girls, Brandon? You're 27. You're not allowed to. All right.
Ew.
And then Grandpa chimes in. He's 87 years old. He said that he would love to give a young girl a hickey.
I'm sure he would.
Okay. Well, maybe you should not say that on television.
No, thank you. Don't say it that way, especially.
Well, I guess, listen, he's 87 years old. He doesn't really care.
That's true.
They're going to get married and they picked a date.
May 9th.
No.
Okay. Why?
I said no.
Why?
I don't think that's a good date for you.
But he
That's
first
my day.
messaged me that day.
That's my day.
But he told me you
That's
look
my
like
day.
future wife.
We do a reenactment of his birth on that day.
He gets in between my legs and everything.
Yes, and I cover him. I cover him with mayonnaise.
Ew.
And he
All the
squirms
way
his way
ew.
out.
Ew.
It hurts
Tracey.
just like the first time. But I'll do it
Ew.
every May 9th. I don't even care if it's not Mother's Day.
I just do it for sport.
I just do it every May 9th. And then also, if May 9th is on a Mother's Day, we do it then. And if not, we do it May 9th and then whatever day Mother's Day is.
Ew, he's covered in mayonnaise. I'm never going to not think about that. Ew.
He's like, it's good for your hair. And you met Ed?
I don't. My dad used to put it in my hair all the time too.
No,
Speaking
not
of
that
Eds.
Ed.
No. I know you're talking about little Ed or Big Ed, whichever it
Big
was.
Ed. Well, he's little Ed. So they just said no. They said no.
Right, but the thing is she kept saying yes, and they just kept saying no.
Right. So the grandfather was writing it in his planner, and the mother's like, "Don't write it down because we're not finished negotiating this."
Right, but like meanwhile, like nobody gives a fuck about you, Betty. This is my
Betty,
day.
Betty, don't come.
Yeah, get a life. How about that?
How about go and roll around in the pig pen?
No, how about I get married tomorrow?
Who's
Because then
gonna
when
feed
I
the
do
iguana if you come to my wedding?
I forgot they have an iguana cave in the house.
Who's gonna organize Brandon's protein?
Seriously, who's gonna spread his peanut butter?
Oh my God, I was so glad you said peanut butter. Who's gonna tend to Aspen in the RV?
Yeah. Ew. 10 to Aspen.
Did you like that?
Oh,
This
Tracey, I don't like
family
any of these people.
has a lot of problems and they should definitely go to counseling. BetterHelp Counseling is so great because I'm going to tell you, you could do it on the farm because this service is available for clients worldwide, and you could do it via text, you could do it via video chat, or just a phone call. And these are licensed professional counselors who are specialized in depression, stress, anxiety, relationships, family conflicts, LGBT matters, grief, self-esteem, like literally anything you could think of. Everything you share is confidential. It's convenient. It's professional. It's affordable. So many people have been using BetterHelp that they're recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting BetterHelp.com/fiance. Join over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/fiance.
Awesome.
I mean, listen, I really hope they listen.
Yeah, seriously.
Speaking of people that are in desperate need of some assistance.
Let's talk about Stephanie.
Stephanie, so she specializes in anti-aging and also weight loss injections.
I know. I wrote weight loss infections. I was like, what am I talking about here?
Well, that's what you get after you get the injection.
Yeah. Ew. I don't even know what that is.
I don't know.
Like, what are they injecting you with? I don't want to know.
There's all different kinds of things that they do. So there's this one thing where they inject you. I don't know if this is what her place does, but I've heard about this place that they inject you with the urine of a pregnant sheep. And what happens is the pregnancy hormone makes you so nauseous that you can't eat.
Okay. I've heard of something like this because I had a friend who was getting shots.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it worked.
I mean, it works like as far as you want to get nauseous. Like, you know what I mean? Like I could come to your house and like punch you in the stomach every day and break your jaw and it will work.
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, that would sound terrible. Yeah.
Right. But I mean, you could lose weight.
That's true. You could just get my jaw wired shut.
Yeah, you can get the jaw wired. Like there's a ton of terrible things you could do to lose weight. There's a ton of different ways you could have disordered eating. It's really
that sounds terrible.
the possibilities are endless. So
they are endless.
Shannon and her cousin Ryan come in. Ryan.
Are they married to each other?
No, they're cousins. I think maybe.
Oh,
sisters or
okay.
something.
I thought that it was like her cousin and the cousin's wife.
Oh,
I don't know why.
think so. I feel like maybe they were just like maybe sisters or cousins with each other.
Maybe.
All right,
Okay.
so Shannon and Ryan come in. Shannon lost 80 pounds, and now it's Ryan's turn to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Coincidentally,
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie's underage boyfriend, and now when we say underage, I don't mean actually underage. I just mean under an appropriate.
For her.
Right.
Yes.
And yes, I would think that if it was the other way around with a man and a woman. Yes, I would. And we do.
I would think it probably even more the other way
Yeah.
around, you know?
So
yeah.
his name is also Ryan, spelt like regular Ryan.
Specular. Wow.
Specular Ryan. And she said that Ryan, her boy toy, is going to
Right.
formally propose to her when she goes down to see him in Belize.
With her parents' ring.
Okay, he said, bring your mom's ring, and that's how she knows. Now, here is the funny part.
Okay.
All right, so I think he definitely told her to bring her mom's engagement ring down there.
So he could sell it?
Yeah, I don't think that he meant so he could propose to her. She was probably like, oh,
Right.
my mom has this beautiful ring, and it's just like worth so much money. And he was probably like, yeah, you know what? Bring that to me.
And then lose it.
No, not just bring it to me, because she sends
Right.
him a bunch of watches, apparently.
I know. Like I said, I want to know if they're swatches or Rolex.
We're going to find out sometime. So, I promise you, he definitely told her to bring the ring. I believe that part.
Agreed. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now Pam is sitting there. Pam is her medical assistant. Pam is sitting
Mhm.
there trying to pretend she's not listening.
Yes. I know. Like, what an awkward place for Pam to
Pam's
be.
like just like looking around like la 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 la.
Doodling.
Everything's fine. And then Stephanie says to her two cousins, why do you think this is crazy? Just because he's younger and from another country, does that make me crazy?
They're like, yeah, yes, exactly.
Yeah. Why does that make me crazy? Just because I support his entire family and him, that makes me crazy?
And she pays their rent.
Just because I send him gold watches every week, that makes me crazy?
Yes. Yes, that makes you crazy.
Just because I don't even know him really, that makes me crazy?
yes. Uh-huh.
Just because I'm addicted to plastic surgery, that makes me crazy?
Yep. And you slept with his cousin. Let's not forget.
Just because I try to keep it in the family, that makes me crazy?
His mom's next.
She's definitely next. They did say I love you to each other.
Uh-huh. She's
So
working her way in.
Okay, now, she said that she has a lot of money invested in the K-1 visa process and clothes for him. I don't know if Stephanie knows what an investment is.
I want to see these clothes.
Okay, but I don't think she knows what it means to have an investment.
Well, she's invested in the K1 process.
Nope, not an investment.
Not an investment because it's not like a stock. I
Not
get
an
it.
investment. An investment
Right.
is something that you put money into, hoping that it makes you money.
Right. So basically she's squandered money.
She's like, I have so much money squandered in the K-1 visa process. And buying him clothes and a toothbrush and a washcloth. Like, what are you doing?
Swatches.
Swatches and Rolex. You know what I like to do? I like to mix it up. Sometimes I send him a swatch, sometimes a Rolex. And he plays this fun game with his friends where he sees which one I send him that week. He actually made a YouTube channel where he unboxes them.
I wish I would watch that.
So she pays for him and his family, and she's been paying for
Right.
him for a few years, but only his family since Corona hit.
Right.
And she pays their rent. Now, I got to tell you,
Yeah.
$500 to $1,300 a month.
Okay, I thought she was gonna say like I pay like $5,000 a month.
I was like, oh, that's
Uh-huh.
not terrible.
No. I listen, that and some swatches, like you're fine.
I was like, if my boyfriend lived somewhere where like $500 a month could really help him,
mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, I might.
I agree.
I'm just saying.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
now this is the craziest part.
I can't. Go ahead.
She claims
Mm-hmm.
that she doesn't just give him the money, that he works at her friend's resort. She
Mhm.
begged her friend to hire him, and she's the one who pays his wages, but he doesn't know that she pays the wages. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
I don't know. I feel like it is believable.
Okay, but then why can't your friend just pay him? So you're paying your friend? Because that's what she's doing. Now she's paying her friend.
She's paying her friend because she basically, there's no work because of COVID.
I don't know. This is just so...
But let me tell you something. If that's real and he finds out, he's going to punch her in the face. Because a
No, he's
man...
not. No, he's not.
I feel like that's such
Not
a
a
blow
man
to
who
somebody's
waits for his
ego.
Rolex every week. Nope.
That's true. Not a snake.
He's
right.
fine. Trust me. This woman is obsessed with him. And you know what I'm
yeah.
obsessed with?
What?
Obsessed Network. Obsessed with Disappeared is such an amazing podcast. If you love 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk and you're looking for another podcast where two funny friends break down episodes of their favorite show, let me tell you about Obsessed with Disappeared.
Tell me.
Each week on Obsessed with Disappeared, hosts Patrick and Ellen tell a story of a mysterious disappearance by recapping the episode of the ID channel show Disappeared that covered the case.
I love that show.
You're obsessed with that show.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick and Ellen have been best friends for 20 years, just like us. So the episodes are full of the kind of banter, wit, and loving jabs that only best friends can get away with. Obsessed with Disappeared has over 4,000 five-star reviews on Apple Podcasts, with listeners raving about everything from top-notch true crime storytelling to the hilarious commentary. One reviewer called the podcast an audio antidepressant. Another remarked that it's her new weekly go-to podcast because the show is so funny that she can get her true crime fix, but without the nightmares.
That sounds fun.
So if you're serious about true crime but also love to laugh, check out Obsessed with Disappeared. It's like hanging out with your new true crime best friends. Find Obsessed with Disappears wherever you get your podcast.
I cannot wait to listen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I hate Jovi.
But
sorry.
Let me tell you something. This season, these are like the two I really want to know, like where this goes. Like these are the two that I actually am more invested in. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I hate him. So we're going to talk about Yara and Jovi. First of all, I want to say Hovey every time I see his name written.
I know. Well, I grew up with this kid named Javon, and every time I see it, I think of Javon.
Can we just call him Hovey?
Yeah, Hove.
Hove. Yara and Hove have 80 days to wed. So that means she's been here for 10 days.
Right.
And finally, the rug arrived from Amazon. Okay. So I was thinking.
Yeah.
They go to this fancy furniture store. Now, even when you go to a furniture store that's not that fancy, the add-ons, aka the accoutrements, are so expensive.
Tracey, the pillows from my couch cost as much as my couch.
Right. And it just doesn't make sense. It's like you're not really supposed to buy them there. So,
right.
So Jovi really, he dodged a bullet by buying this rug from Amazon. But why didn't he just do that from the beginning?
I don't know. I guess she was probably busting his chops. I don't know, because he didn't even want to go there to begin with. So she must have been really bothering
That
him.
rug was definitely not that expensive on Amazon. I'm sorry.
No, I have that rug in gray. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah,
you.
like
I have that rug in gray.
yeah.
It was like $60.
That's what I'm saying. Why couldn't you just be like, here's $400, go on Amazon, fill the cart up, and tell me what you want?
See, that, because he's not smart enough to do that.
I'm sure that rug in the store was like $1,500.
Oh, for sure. Anything in those stores are so expensive.
It's so insane.
Yep.
So I got to tell you, I think that she should go live with Mike in Washington. Because she said that she loves the snow and she thinks that the rug is like the snow.
It's funny because I'm thinking like her and Natalie, they're from the same place.
Okay,
yet
but
this
that's what I'm
woman loves
saying.
the snow.
Yeah.
Like they should switch. Natalie should be in New Orleans.
Yes, Natalie should be in New Orleans. Because apparently she's a pescatarian, but we'll get into that. So she doesn't want shoes in the house. She's like, listen, I don't want shoes in the house. We have a white rug and people pee on the streets and then you're going to walk into my house with shoes on?
She's not wrong.
But
Yeah, I mean, that's
like,
just a regular thought.
He's like, no one pees on the streets in New Orleans.
I mean, have you been to New Orleans?
No one pees in a toilet in New Orleans.
Nobody pees on the toilet in Manhattan either, really.
Listen, I live in New York City.
Yep.
You know how I know it's summer?
How?
It smells like pee.
Because it stinks like
I'm
pee.
like, ooh, I smell it. Summer's coming. It's warming up. Yeah, so please.
No, you're so right, though.
Stop trying to defend your city. And yeah, I live in New York. So she's like, he said to her, what else do you want? Like she was asking for so much. She's like, listen, honestly, I want Cristiano Ronaldo to be my husband, Ronaldo?
Me too.
Who is that? I don't know who that is.
Cristiano Ronaldo, he is a soccer player. He is just so hot.
Is he? She's like,
Yeah.
I want a $27 million penthouse. I want to be friends with Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner.
Me too.
Yeah. And
I
it's
don't care about Kylie. I just want to be friends with Kim.
But it's like, yeah. Well, like, she's asking you to take your shoes off in your own house so that you don't get it disgusting?
Here's the thing. I wonder if when the cameras are off, like, does he like her at all? He has to, because she wouldn't be there.
I don't know. So she said that New Orleans is a nasty village.
She's not wrong.
And he said to her, he was talking and he's like, yeah, well, before we decide to get married. Wait, what?
I thought that you decided to get married. I thought that's why she was there on a K-1 visa.
She's there on a K-1 visa with not only an engagement ring, with a wedding band on her finger.
I noticed. But it's on her right hand.
I don't know what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
So she said that he's scared that he doesn't want to better himself. And I think she should be scared because this is it. Like, he wants to stay there and raise kids there and, like, you know, go back and forth to the bayou, get drunk here, get drunk there, get drunk here. Yes.
He literally just needs like a southern girl from Louisiana.
Yeah.
That would be perfect for him. Someone who's versed in the bayou and etouffee and right.
Someone who likes to pee on the street. So he gets her a new phone and she's super happy. And he's like, yeah, this is how women are. You just buy them gifts. And it's like,
women love gifts.
Okay, well, women don't love you. That is what's happening right here.
I can't remember the last time he smiled on the show.
Ugh. So he brings her to eat. And they seat them and they're like, it's happy hour. He's like, I love happy hour.
I mean, that really was perfect for him.
So she's going to be super lonely because he's going to be working so much. And she's like, I want to make friends my age. He's like, oh, my mom wants to come visit you.
Listen, I get it because she's going to be alone for a month. So it's like his mom, of course, is going to go check on her.
Right. So
yeah.
He's like, listen, I want you to get along with my mom. I want you to love where we live because guess what? This is where I want to have kids. And she's like, are you even ready for kids? Because I got to tell you, when I was in Albania and I had to have surgery when I had a miscarriage and I lost my passport, you left.
Okay, I never would have spoken to him again.
Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of people were saying that she was lying about the miscarriage. I don't think she was.
She was very upset.
Okay, but here's the other side of that.
Oh,
and he said, well, I would have stayed if it was an emergency.
Right, or he's like, had I known.
She's like, you knew though
how dire the situation was.
Okay,
right.
But what is not an emergency?
I think anything that involves a hospital is an emergency.
And overseas when you're alone?
And she lost her passport.
He's like, it's not my fault you lost your passport. Oh, I hate him.
He's so nasty.
So why? She's crying that she can't trust him. But why did she come here if she doesn't like him this much and she doesn't trust him?
I don't know if she doesn't like him because I strangely enough think that she actually loves him. But I think that she's been like abused by him.
Yeah, he's not good. Now
he's not nice at all.
No, he's just not. He has some issues. Maybe some addiction problems. I don't know. I'm not sure. And he does the classic gaslighting, abusive thing. He goes,
what?
That was a year and a half ago. You're going to still bring that up?
Okay.
He's like, I have to go to work, and this is what you want to do in our nice night? You want to bring up the fact that, yeah, maybe I left you in, a foreign country to get an operation by yourself when, you had just lost our baby and, whatever. And, yeah, maybe bled out a little bit. But, I mean, sure, you lost your passport and we weren't sure if you were ever going to, come out of the prison there. But, it's like I had to go to work.
But why are men like that?
All the time.
Why will men say, why are you bringing up the fact that I banged someone else? I thought we were having a nice dinner together.
Oh, so now it's about this? You want to do this? You want to ruin every night together?
Right. Why are you ruining it?
You're mad because I ate chicken?
I know, right? I know, Tracey.
I mean, sure, it was with my other girlfriend. It's like
but you're just mad that I get hungry.
You're mad that I get hungry like a person.
So I'm not a person.
Yeah, I mean,
basically.
Yeah, I went to her house and then we slept together, but I was eating chicken. Oh, you hate meat now?
Oh, let me guess, you're a vegan now?
Speaking of vegans, let's talk about Natalie and Mike.
She's a fucking vegan, is what she is.
Noelle, it's day 3.
I know. I feel like she's been there forever. And you know what? I won't say it now, but these are the only people I know of their outcome on this show.
Okay, well, he wants to get off early and take her to the
Waterfall.
Right. There. Thank you. I'm not reading that word. I don't know what that means. Okay, so she doesn't want to light fireworks. They're by the pond, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, everyone knows you don't scare the fish because then they die.
I mean, that was an interesting concept.
I'm not saying they don't. I just don't think everyone knows because I don't know.
I know that I don't hold fireworks. It
was a Roman candle. I held them when I was like 10 years old.
Tracy, I am so afraid of firecrackers and fireworks because my dad instilled in me that I would lose my fingers if I touched them.
Well, let me tell you, my dad lit my fireworks for me right out of my hand. So
I am terrified. I'm terrified.
Every 4th of July, we would have so many fireworks that you could I'm surprised there wasn't some kind of child fatality.
Wow. See, that's like our house now.
They would give us we would be like 6, 7, 8 years old, right? And my family would have a barbecue, and they would all give us like a lit cigarette or a cigar, so that we didn't have to play with a lighter to light the fireworks. We would just use Lighters are dangerous. Here's a cigar and here's some lighter fluid.
No, not me. Even now to this day, 4th of July, I don't like to be outside because I'm so afraid of it. My dad really stuck a real phobia in my brain.
That's pretty funny. So, well, you're a fish, Noelle.
I am. I'm the poor little koi.
So it's the next day and the cat is sitting on her and she gets so upset and she lies about the cat biting her.
I know. She's like, bit me again. It's like, I didn't see this cat bite
She's trying to get the animal control to take the cat away. She's like, hello, I want to report. Cat bite me one more time. Ow.
Ouch, it hurts. It's so funny.
So he does have a nice washer dryer though. This isn't like a bad, I mean, sure, it's like a trailer or maybe the house doesn't like a prefab home or something.
But could you imagine if someone said to you yeah, okay, so come live with me. I'll go work all day and you can kind of just do what you want.
But it's not even that. I understand why a lot of people wouldn't like that, but
I would.
Sure, but it's not like she thought something different. It's not like she got there and he's like, I didn't say anything, but I do have a job and I'm not going to be here.
Well, that's true too. And it's she couldn't go out there and work. Obviously, she can't drive. Obviously, she knew he lived in the woods.
Right. Well,
yeah.
Where does the wood end? Who knows? So she thinks that bleach is softener. And I gotta tell you,
I hate to see these clothes now.
I've dated people like this. So she said that to be honest with you, she's kind of like a man. This is how she's doing the laundry.
Are you showing me with your hands? No, I thought you were going to show me something with your hands.
I don't know. Do I put
That's
this
the thing.
in?
She's saying it's more complicated here than it is where she's from, I guess.
Take a smell.
I think the machines
Take
are
a little
the same.
sniffy
right.
whiffy.
I don't think you want to sniff. I don't think you want your clothes to smell like that. Yep.
Oh, is it not softener?
She's like, is it a whitener or is it a softener? It's like, it's a whitener, girl.
It says it. And then there's a pair of white socks on it. I'm just saying.
I agree, but the washer and dryer, it is very nice. Front loading machine.
Ooh, love it.
Me too.
I would go live with Mike.
Me too. And it would be a nice cold environment for you.
She said that none of her friends would live in the woods, but moments later, we finally call Svetlana.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, the girl that's got this all going into motion.
She said that he's a different person when he's here.
Before he's all vacation, Mike. It's like, what?
What was he drinking? A pina colada in your mom's apartment?
That right, in the Ukraine. I'm sure you guys were partying it up.
He was always in a tank top, always in the pool.
He did go out drinking in flannel pajamas, though. I remember that.
Yeah, because he was like, I don't know what else to do. I hate her. And that's when she told Svetlana, she's like, do you know that he tried scare fish? Everyone knows you don't scare fish.
I didn't know that.
Is that like a Russian proverb?
Probably. Right. No fire near fish. Very scared.
She explains that they were on a break when she was over back in her home country. Is that alluding to her cheating?
No. So apparently he slept. He got drunk and slept on his female best friend's couch.
I know. But I'm just saying, like, do you think that she's like implying like we
like
weren't
Ross?
together? Yeah. We were on a break.
We're on a break.
Maybe.
It's never okay.
just for the record.
Mm-hmm.
So they both don't know if they want to get married.
Okay, but that's the thing. And then why does she keep saying I don't have my ring if she doesn't know if she wants to get married or not?
She said there's no trust.
Okay, what are you doing here?
Why are you here?
Mm-hmm.
On vacation? Are you vacation Natalie?
I like that she's like, I seem like an open person, but I'm not.
Oh, you seem like a crazy person.
You seem really open.
You seem not all right. So she has a cross on, right, around her neck?
Yes.
Do you think that he has like a UFO around his neck?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Right,
and he like swarms it. Woo!
Take me to your leader. All right. So now 85 days in. So that means she's been here for 5 days.
I know. That's crazy.
She's sitting on the floor cleaning the litter box with her head inside of the litter box.
She's like, I don't like smell.
Okay. Don't eat the poop while you clean it.
She's exfoliating.
What does she do? You know that there's like a better way, right?
Okay, I don't really know how to clean a litter box.
There's so many things. You could also get like a self-cleaning litter box. You could also like scoop the poop and not have like weeks and weeks worth of poop in the litter box.
Right. That's what I thought that you do.
Apparently not her. She has to drag it across the house.
She's weird. I know. They show her. She cannot stop cleaning. It's like they're showing her a montage.
She can't stop cleaning, but she told us she was going to have the whole house clean in 2 hours.
Yeah. Well,
she's like, what am I going to do? Whole house, 2 hours.
Okay.
All right. Well, here we are. So I'm glad that you have a hobby. So she said that she wants to move to Seattle because she liked the hotel room there. That's good.
Right.
Yeah. He doesn't live in Seattle. He lives here. You knew he lived here. Stop trying to move here and then making them move.
Well, this is what they all do, but also she's trying to just change everything about him.
Okay,
though.
you don't like him then. Then that's the thing. When you were with somebody, you need to change everything about them. It means you don't like them.
Yep, agreed.
So apparently he leaves for work at 3 a.m.
I can't.
He works all day long and he gets home like late at night.
Well, because it's a 3-hour drive. That's okay. That he is an EDP for doing that. How much money do you make that you drive 6 hours a day?
That's stupid.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy.
It's weird. I just got a job in Ohio and I commute. So,
but that's what I mean. I don't understand.
I don't plan on moving there.
Right.
It's not that bad of a drive. I just drink a lot of coffee.
Okay, but here's the thing. What if on the drive home you really have to poop?
He probably poops in his car.
He might. I bet he wears a Depends. Because what else do you do?
Oh my God. And then she's like, I just clean litter box. Now I have to clean diaper. Well, I'll tell you what she really wants to do. She wants to go to see this waterfall. Like, whoa.
Because I think it's just like, you know how sometimes you need something to get through life? Like
She's
you have to think of
fixating.
something. Right. And it's like, if I could just make it to my trip next week. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you need that.
So on the 8th day, they got to the hotel at the falls. So they went, I guess they left Friday night when he got home from work.
Right.
They stayed over so they could wake up at the falls. And they go to dinner at the hotel.
Right.
He orders a glass of wine and she gets crazy eyes.
But meanwhile, she had said she drinks alcohol to support him. And now I don't understand.
No good?
No good.
Oh my God. So he orders
and then he gets a tomahawk.
He orders a tomahawk steak, which listen, they were probably like, what is the meatiest thing you could order?
Of course.
He's like, I don't know. Do they have like a cow that's still alive?
Right. Could I just have I always think of I Love Lucy. Can I have a side of beef? And it's like the entire cow. Side. Yeah.
And then he orders her the scallops. Now, I don't think he just ordered her the scallops willy-nilly.
No, you don't just order someone seafood willy-nilly.
Well, she says that she's a vegetarian and she's very religious and she doesn't drink. And he, he's different.
She's a pescatarian, though.
She doesn't know that.
Right, because she didn't. Here's the thing: she didn't complain. She's like, "Yes, I will eat scallop. Delicious." Like
So
she
he
eats them.
said something like, "What are your thoughts?" And she's
Right.
like, "What?" He's like, "Thoughts." She's like, "What is this word?"
I like that she's like, "You swallow your words."
She said that he chews his words. Well, guess what? You haven't chewed in years.
Right. Because you can't open your mouth.
You know why? Because Stephanie
What?
wired your jaw shut.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
She's like, I don't like men that chew. They open mouth. I don't like to open mouth. I eat mostly protein shake made from
But I wish that
pea
the
protein?
fans could see you right now.
pea protein, vegan with fish,
Vegan.
vegan with fish oil.
Mm.
Okay,
Yum.
she said.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know these people. Okay, you go out
Okay.
to eat.
Yeah.
She's a vegetarian. She goes, somebody's lives were taken for you to eat dinner. He's like, somebody?
I know these people. I know.
And then she goes, yuck.
Here's the thing. You don't have to like it, but shut the fuck up
How about that?
it.
How about you do that?
Yeah.
I guess she eats fish.
Right. So then, like, fine. I'm not against that. But
Or,
yeah.
just hear me out on this.
Uh-huh.
Maybe the scallops that she was eating died of natural causes.
Maybe they had high cholesterol.
Maybe they had heart disease that ran in their family.
Right. Maybe they had a blood clot.
Maybe
an
they were-
aneurysm.
Maybe they had a pulmonary embolism.
Maybe. You never know.
You don't know what happened to them. Maybe they were shot in some kind of gang war.
Right.
You don't know what happened.
Scallops were shot in a gang war?
Maybe they were struggling with the police and, things got out of hand. Maybe they were a victim of police brutality.
My God, your quarantine mate must be staring at you like, what is
Nope.
wrong?
Not even a little bit. Speaking of quarantine mates, 81 days later. So she's been here for 9 days.
Yes.
This is going so slowly.
This is going to be the longest season ever.
There's one episode for every day.
Yes.
So they go to the waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, me up. It's funny how she chooses when she speaks English and not.
But if I was him, I bet he contemplated like
Throwing her away.
throwing her over it.
Okay. When he
Mhm.
picked her up,
Uh-huh.
my
I
feet
know.
started sweating.
Okay, my feet were so tingly.
What are you doing?
For nothing. She held on to nothing. That is
Okay.
trust. And she says she doesn't trust him. You're
Okay.
lying.
You know what that was like for me?
What?
I was recently on a podcast called Recap and Gown, right? And we talked about the movie Clueless.
Okay.
Do you remember when Ty was at the mall?
Ty. Uh-huh.
And
Those
the
guys.
two guys were dipping her over the railing at the mall?
Yes.
Yeah,
uh-huh.
that's what was happening.
Last night
She's
without
like, if
going
I
into
fall, would you catch me?
Ew, and then Christian saved her.
We needed Christian to come and save her because this is not okay.
There are things that make my feet tingle. And last night I watched the season 2 finale of The Sopranos where they kill Pussy. And
Well, spoiler
Tony-
alert.
yeah, whatever. Tony has food poisoning, and I don't want to talk about
Yeah, I
it,
don't
but
either.
it made my feet tingled the whole episode, and I'm like, this is giving me the worst anxiety ever, and this is how I feel about.
Do you
this.
feel like every time you watch it, like maybe this time he won't eat bad food?
right? Like this time,
Like you didn't learn?
right? Like why are you eating these mussels? You know what's gonna happen,
Maybe they died of something terrible too.
right? Like maybe they died
Maybe
of something.
they had a
not
muscle
natural.
virus.
Right? It wasn't a natural cause of death.
They weren't just old muscles.
No, they were probably poisoned.
Oh my god. Maybe their wives were really mad at them.
Arsenic poisoning.
Okay. So now 81 days. So
Mhm.
he picks her up over the railing. They're playing on the steps. They're being
That
playful.
was cute.
Kind of
Right.
cute. Also, you just almost threw me over the railing. Like maybe let's not play a game on the wet steps.
Right. Also, there was a sign that had been there. There
Yeah,
was
it's
like
like ice.
treacherous ice.
Yeah. He's like
But let's dance on the
he's
stairs.
like, why don't you show me your favorite dance? He's
Why don't you waltz on these
He's like,
stairs?
he's like, since I dangled you over and you were pretty strong in your core. He's like, why don't you show me how you? You know what? I'll show you how I dance, and then you show me in your stiletto heels how you dance.
In your stiletto heels. Show me your foxtrot.
I Vaselined your shoes for you before we left. All right, so now they go to the brewery in town to eat. It looks like a nice place. He gets beer at a brewery.
You drink 2 days in a row.
She's like, you have wine last night. Now beer. Of course you bring me to beer restaurant. You bring me to bar.
And it's like, oh, okay.
She orders for the second night in a row.
Yeah.
Hot tea.
Oh, okay, but this is like a Ukrainian thing.
Okay, but let's talk about this. How many years did we collectively work in restaurants? Probably 50.
At least.
Okay.
Yeah.
The person that orders hot tea is probably the worst customer you'll ever have in your life.
They also will leave you 50 cents.
They will leave you no cents sometimes. They are the worst tippers. They want to know why the water isn't hot enough. They want a different tea bag. The cup is cold. They don't like this.
You're so
And it's a whole setup. If you work in a restaurant, you know that bringing someone hot tea, you have to bring a sugar caddy out. You have to ask if they want cream or lemon. You have to give them a saucer. You have to give them a teaspoon. There has to be a cup. Sometimes, depending on how high class the restaurant is, you have to bring the water in a separate teapot to them.
Do you remember? Okay, but here's the thing. Working in Applebee's, when people would order tea, it was like, what do you do? And they would get mad that we only had Lipton.
What do you want? You're at Applebee's.
Right. What do you think?
We microwave our food.
Right. This is what I mean. They skate on the steaks in the kitchen. They skate on your steaks.
If you guys ever saw Waiting, that's what happens. Now you want
a
plethora of tea?
Yeah, go somewhere else.
And then after you do the whole tea setup, they want more hot water every 5 minutes. And they're going to use the same tea bag. They're going to squeeze that tea bag and squeeze it and squeeze it and squeeze it.
Tracey, you just brought me back in time.
Oh,
I think I just had
trauma.
like a flashback.
It's trauma. As soon as you said hot tea, I was like, oh, I can't stand her. I didn't like her before when I thought she was a murderer, but now I can't stand her.
Now I especially don't. Tracey, I was in Back to the Future just now.
I know.
That was the craziest
I know.
thing.
I'm sorry that even happened. So now he orders the brisket nachos.
Yum.
And she's like, hello, that is not our deal because we're doing every other week, no meat. He's like, yeah, I mean, like, we're here now, though, so, like, next week. Remember when I ate the side of beef last night? Yeah, I'm going to continue with that. And then she's like, no, it starts right now. He's like, well.
She's very mad.
I already ordered, so. And then
she's like, well, it's too late.
She's like, all right, here, next subject. When are you going to marry me?
Right, but yet she didn't even know if she wanted to get married before.
And he's like, yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. Let's just see how this goes.
Right.
And she's like, well, I kind of need to know because my mom wants to come. And he's like, yeah, I'll figure that out.
We'll make sure she's here.
If we get married, your mom will be here.
Right. Okay. So that means we're not getting married.
All right. So now the server, in his script,
yes,
pitches them, the most annoying server in the world, by the way, pitches them the root beer float because it's their best dessert.
Okay. It's first of all, that sounds like poison because I could never imagine drinking a root beer float.
I'm sure they brew their own root beer there, so that might be like a specialty of theirs. But also, that was to stir the controversy.
Right. So she thinks it's beer.
Right. But she eats it anyway. And then she's like, I think it's alcohol.
She seemed to really like it, too.
And he's like, good. He's like, what did he say? My Aunt Linda? He's like, as my Aunt Linda said, more for me.
More for me. No, I think it's because I have Aunt Linda. I was talking about it before.
What did he say? He said something.
Like Aunt Liz or something.
I know, but like, what happened to your aunt? Like, why did she always say that? Was she a murderer?
I guess she would serve nasty things. And say, yeah, more for me.
Oh, my God. I need to know the backstory of that. Also, I will say that someone, I think it was in our group, DM'd Mike on Instagram or Facebook or whatever and asked him the temperature of the house when Natalie was complaining. And he said he did not have the heat on. He was using the fireplace or the wood-burning oven or whatever.
Oh, well, then that's exactly why she would. I can't believe he answered. I didn't even know he answered.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's why. Put on the fucking heat.
You can't put the heat on?
Well, I mean, put on the heat. That's why she was freezing. Yeah. I'd be all the way mad.
He's like, if she was so cold, she should have jumped in the fire. That's why. So she keeps saying, I'm afraid this is alcohol. I'm afraid this is beer. Why didn't he just say it's soda?
Right. Or why couldn't she just ask the waiter then? Like, is this beer? Does it have alcohol in it?
Oh, God, I'm so over them. All right.
Yeah,
well,
they're just like annoying.
speaking of my least favorite couple, and now I'm not
I
talking about.
have no interest in these people.
Okay, I don't want to see them anymore. I want them off the show. They thought it was really cool to bring them back. I thought it was
Why?
not. I don't
No,
know. But it's
it's
still,
terrible.
it's day one, okay?
He has no hair, but yet he has this.
But he has a haircut.
Right. Oh, thank you. How does that
I
happen?
don't know. It's like he has it only around the edges.
Yeah.
He
right.
makes like an edge with mascara, and then it's almost like he lines his lip but doesn't put the lipstick on.
Yes, he just takes lip liner and circles his head.
And he's like, yeah, there's hair in there. Why wouldn't there be hair in there? And
It's so crazy. It looks like,
it's a mind trick.
but that's what I mean. It looks like when Joe Pesci burned his head in Home Alone,
Oh my
and
God,
he just
yes!
he's got just his hat burned. That's what it looks like.
It does look like that. So they get in his big American car, and she says that she usually has rice for breakfast, and he's like, yeah, no, not here.
I want to know what rice she has for breakfast. I bet it's delicious.
Usually they have like rice and vegetables for breakfast in Asia. A
I'll
lot of
eat it.
places, a lot of places in Asia.
I'll eat it.
Also, like, you could have Hazel. You live here. You can have
Right.
whatever you want for breakfast now. He's just gonna bring you to this one place for TV.
Right.
But, like,
he
you
has to
could-
bring her to a diner for all this stuff.
Well, because he wants to. This is part of the script where he has to show like how disgusting Americans are.
Well, that's what's annoying about it, right? So she could say it's too sweet.
Yeah.
This is why everyone's fat.
Yep.
This, that. Yeah.
All right. Well, I will say this. I was kind of shocked. She said that there's less traffic there than the Philippines.
I know. That's pretty wild.
I was like, where's everyone going? So that he brings her to this diner, basically like an after hours place called Hair
Right.
of the Dog, or like a brunch place, I guess.
Where you go when you're hungover.
Yeah.
Right.
And she asked if they serve dog. I mean, listen, fair question.
Dog hair seasoning. She's
So-
being silly.
So he orders French toast and eggs, chicken and waffles and grits. Okay. Regular
Okay.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever. She's like, this is sweet. Okay. All right.
Yeah, nothing exciting.
All
He
right.
wants to go show her a place, a venue.
And then we find out that he's in a cult.
But thank you. I'm like, is this guy like following
Yes.
Jim Jones? Like, what is happening?
So he's in a cult. I did a tiny little bit of research on this. So they go to
Tell
his
me.
spiritual center to see about
Yeah.
getting married there. And
Yeah.
she wants to slow down with the wedding planning. And she wants to also get married in a church.
Mm-hmm.
But then they do the flashback of when he went to the Philippines, and we find out that she goes to the church where everyone like screams and like speaks in tongues.
Yeah, that's scary.
Okay.
That's scary too.
Oh, also, I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
He makes her dip her French toast in fake syrup, and you know how I feel about that.
Okay, I am a fake
Yeah.
syrup advocate.
Yeah, I think
so-
that is actually very telling of your life.
I know it's very telling of your life.
It
I
is.
live a life of fun and sugar.
Yeah, I live a life of quality and cash. You're Mrs. Butterworth, okay?
Yum.
camp.
Yum. Yum. I love a good Mrs.
I'm from
Butterworth.
Vermont.
Yeah, you are. And
You're
I'm
from Detroit.
Yeah, pretty much. That's fine.
Sorry,
8
guys
Mile,
from
it's
Detroit.
fine.
Just kidding. We really love you. Thank you so much for listening from Detroit. Oh, God. All right. So she said that
Okay.
she's afraid of gaining weight. And he
Right.
talks about how tomorrow they're going to pick up Ari.
Right.
Ari?
Uh-huh.
Like, all right. So they go to his cult, and it's called A-R-E. Ari. Oh, okay.
Oh my God! How did I not even
I mean, it's not
notice that?
spelt the same way, but it is a synonym. It's a homophone.
Is that where you find things in a thesaurus? I don't even know.
No, that's no. That's a synonym. But a homonym, a synonym. Why are we doing this?
I
A
don't know.
homophone is when it sounds like the same word, but it's
Oh,
spelled
okay.
differently.
Got you. Yes.
Okay, so ARE is his cult, and so Edgar Casey's formed this. It's called the Association for Research and Enlightenment. And Edgar Cayce's, back in the 1800s, was a famous psychic that believed in holistic healing and all of these things. And this is where he founded this center. And they even have the couch that he used to read people's,
auras or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
They have the couch behind a velvet rope there.
Okay, but how Scientology was this?
And then there was a giant crystal in he called it, what did he call it?
A meditation room? It doesn't look very meditating.
You know what it looks like? It looks where you go so that people could give you a business pitch.
Yeah. Okay, but that's what I'm thinking. Like they're selling the crystals in that room.
Yeah, like this is a conference room. And she's like, so the crystal, it looks like a rocket ship. She doesn't like it at all. So then he takes her to the labyrinth of meditation.
Right.
He's like, just keep walking and thinking. Oh my God, this is so great.
It's weird.
So over him.
Yeah. I'm so over him. He tries too hard. He's corny.
Like, this is like the church. It's like the School of Hard Knocks church. Okay, stop.
Great.
Right. Now let's talk about Zayed and Rebecca.
Okay.
So it's been a year since they've seen each other. So she had to rush to find a place. So she found this storage unit. Warehouse.
But what is the shopping cart?
It's a warehouse. She lives in the back stock room of Target.
But the room, I don't know. The apartment wasn't bad.
It's not that it was bad. It's just like this big lofty place, right?
I like a lofty place.
I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
So she said that she couldn't really get a lot of her stuff out of storage because she didn't have a year to prepare for this. So that was good. So she decided not to move in with her daughter. Do you want me to translate that?
Yes, ready.
Okay, she realized that her son-in-law threatened to shoot Zayed because he's Muslim and her son-in-law is a racist.
Right. AKA, she got her own place.
Right. So she said that she doesn't know what's in the boxes, right? So she just like grabs a few boxes. She doesn't know what's in them. And it turns out that she unpacks it and it's only framed pictures of Zayed. So now she has to use them for dishes. She has to
bowls.
She has to use them for everything. This is what they
cutting boards.
They use it for toilet paper. They have to use
pillows,
couches. So her all the furniture is built out of framed pictures of Zayed and Zayed merch.
Well, that's her type of house.
This was the back stock of the Zayed merch that she has for herself. In the confessional, what is with her flat roots? What happened?
So she used to be so cute.
What happened?
Right? What happened?
Did something bad happen to her right before they taped this confessional?
That's your thing. You always think something bad happened.
Because when I look like these, like the way that these people look, when I look
bad
like that,
things happen.
It's because something very bad happened to me immediately before that.
Yeah, it's not a good look at all.
And when I say something bad, let me explain that. Okay. For example, maybe she was at the chicken place where she worked. And her coworkers thought it was really funny to stick her head first in the fryer while it was on.
Oh, okay. So she's just covered in oil.
Right. And then she's like, guys, that wasn't funny. I have burns all over my face and now I have to film. Right.
Yes.
Like things like that. Okay. So, she lived in this building before with her ex. From Morocco.
But also, who cares? And isn't there more than one building where you live?
She's afraid that he will find out that she used to live here with her ex.
Who's gonna tell him?
Okay. Will the neighbors think that he's the same person? Is that?
Yes.
Okay. She doesn't have any furniture except for a bed. She lives in an industrial loft. And then this is something that someone in our group pointed out as well.
Yeah.
She's explaining to the producers what he said in the text message. And she said, yeah, he said my plane take off 2-3 a.m.
Right.
Why does she speak in broken English when she's explaining his text?
You're right. I didn't even think about that.
Well, he said that he feels something sick inside his body. Yeah, I get it.
I get it. It's her bangs.
It's her bangs and it's some
head.
macarona.
It's some ditalini.
So Zayed, he prepared for her. Listen, just because Rebecca didn't do her hair for him, he got a full Johnny Bravo haircut.
I like it so much better.
And He dressed like a poor man's record producer from the 80s.
Okay, but is he not a record producer? He is. He is producing Super Freak right now. He is.
Like, I love these beats. Get your friends in. Let's listen.
Oh, it's so true.
So all of his friends and family go to the airport. Everyone's super sad that he's leaving.
Yeah.
He's crying. Everyone's crying. There's random guys at the airport crying. I mean, everyone's crying. And
taking pictures.
he gets on the plane and he's like, well, Rebecca will take care of me.
But it's cute. He's saying he trusts her to take care of
Yeah,
him.
he trusts her to pay for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he means. I just translated that for you guys.
Yeah.
I should be a translator.
But I don't know. I think he likes her.
I'm not saying he doesn't like her, but I am saying that he's not going to work.
He's not going to work 100%.
Absolutely not. He's like, how could I work? The ceilings are so high.
How could I work? I have all these videos.
How could I work? I have
play.
to build the whole couch out of pictures of me. That is work. That's a job.
Oh,
well,
boy.
That's all I have for you this week. Make sure you're following us at 90 Day Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you're following me at Trixie Tuzini on Instagram and Twitter. And you can follow Noelle at Noe_bear810 on Instagram and Noe Girl on Twitter. And we'll see you next week. Make sure if you're listening, give us a 5-star rating and an amazing review on iTunes. Do all the stuff. Join our group. Buy the merch. Join Patreon at patreon.com/Trash Talk Podcast. We love you.
All the way.
Bye.
Bye.